Welcome to Rauta and Black Metal Review. This time we go to United States with a solo project, Bloodwyrd, with Through the Crimson Portal album. Now, this is an early 2021 release, and it's a very basic digipack release, one-man project, which is usually something that we consider as bedroom black metal, and unfortunately this seems to be the case here once again. No booklet whatsoever, no lyrics, just this photo, and that's pretty much of it. No liner notes, no thank you lists, very basics. So there's not much to see. Doesn't look bad though, but you know, could be really something else as well. So this is a one-man project from Texas, from a city known as Conroe. Doesn't ring a bell, probably a smaller city, I don't know. Anyway, this started with a different name in 2014, but since 2017 this has been the new name, and so far only one album out. What do we need to know? Well, this is melodic black metal indeed, and it comes with a lot of synthesizers. Now, given that this is one-man project, it really sounds like quite typical one. First of all, the production is very much like studio, home recording studio that is. It's not super bad, but it lacks lots of depth and dynamics, which then again gives this rather early 1990s vibe. Not necessarily bad, but a little bit like, okay, demo-ish feeling. Vocals are pretty much okay, nothing too great, nothing bad, they just go with the flow, you know, fitting the kind of a melodic and synth-driven black metal. Now, the downside with this all is not exactly the production, but somewhat sloppy recording things. Let me put it this way, let me rephrase. Some of these riffs are quite okay, some of these synth parts are quite okay, but there are abrupt moments like suddenly you have this kind of a blastier part and boom, it stops just because some synths play something else and you're like, why is this happening? Now, I do not know, but it seems like this was a little bit hurried project, as if there was no interest or time to finish everything in more focused ways. It doesn't sound bad, but especially the synthesizer parts are like taking me back to the early 90s, when artists such as Mortis and the like were figuring out what to do with synths. So it's much like there is this kind of a 1990s video game music feeling, which I guess explains this Castlevania cover here. Now, it is necessarily not a bad thing. Obviously, it depends from which kind of background you come from, which kind of music you like to listen to when it comes to synthesizer-driven black metal. But in my opinion, these synthesizer parts are probably the weakest ones here. Overall, this would have, have been better if the benefit of more time, more focus, more, I don't know, maybe outside band producer was used. Don't do that. Instead, give this one a chance and all that stuff. So, there are nice ideas, but the execution is not right there. And because of this, feels like a lot like home recording. It is not very powerful. So the outcome is somewhat lukewarmish, quite mediocre-ish, but not really bad. So there are reasons why I give this one a go. But really, I don't know, this is not for everybody. And this might have topics that are not for everybody because, it's not exactly the most safe space out of kind of a band, I guess. Anyway, if you like synthesizer-driven black metal and you don't have problems with some of the graphics here, why not give it a go? You decide for yourself, obviously. But I cannot really recommend this too much. For me, it sounds much like a demo and what could have been a proper album given more time and better production. That's how I feel about it anyway. But, like I said, you decide for yourself. I cannot be a judge of that. So, check out Bloodwyrd or don't. It's up to you. See you with more reviews coming your way, as always.